Here we are going to see about the endocrine glands, pancreas and the adrenal gland. First we can see about the pancreas. This pancreas is an elongated yellowish gland which is situated in the loop of stomach and duodenum. This pancreas is exocrine and endocrine in nature. So already we studied that exocrine means duct glands and endocrine means ductless glands. So here the exocrine pancreas will secrete pancreatic juice, and this pancreatic juice is carried out through the pancreatic duct. That is the presence of duct. And this pancreatic juice consists of digestive enzymes which plays a major role in digestion. Then the endocrine portion is made up of islets of Langerhans. These islets of Langerhans consists of two types of cells. They are alpha cells and beta cells. The alpha cells will secrete glucagon and the beta cells will secrete insulin. There is a small tip for remembering the alpha cells and glucagon both contains AA. If you need, you can use it. This insulin was first discovered by Frederick Banting, Charles Burst and MacLeod in the year 1921, and the insulin was first used in the treatment of diabetes on 11th January 1922. Now we can see the functions of pancreatic hormones. So the pancreatic hormones are glucagon and insulin. So there should be a balance in the production of this insulin and glucagon to maintain the blood glucose level, because this insulin will decrease the blood glucose level and the glucagon will increase the blood glucose level. We can see about this here. First we can see the functions of insulin. So this insulin will decrease the concentration of glucose level in blood. So how it is decreasing? This insulin helps in the conversion of glucose into glycogen. Glucose is the sugar, that is the monosaccharide, and it is the main source of energy for our body. But its level should not increase from the normal level. And glycogen is the polysaccharide, that is, it is formed by the combination of the glucose molecule, that is glycogen. This glycogen is stored in liver and in the skeletal muscle. That is, thus this insulin helps in the conversion of glucose into the glycogen. Don't get confused in this glucose, glycogen and glucagon. Here glucagon is the hormone and glucose and glycogen is the carbohydrates. And this insulin promotes the transport of glucose into the cells. That is, here the glucose will pass along with the blood. This insulin acts on the body cells to absorb glucose from the blood. Thus, this insulin is decreasing the concentration of glucose in the blood. Next, we can see the functions of glucagon. This glucagon will increases the blood glucose level. We can see how it is increasing. So, already we studied that glycogen is stored in the liver and it is formed by the combination of the glucose molecules. What this glucagon will do is, it will act on the glycogen and it will breaks it into the glucose molecule. Thus the glucose level is getting increased in the blood. These are the functions of the pancreatic hormones. So if there is deficiency of this hormone insulin, what will happen? It will lead to diabetes mellitus. Diabetes mellitus is characterized by increased in blood sugar level, that is hyperglycemia, that is more amount of glucose will be present in the blood. Then excretion of excess glucose in the urine, that is glycosuria, that is more amount of glucose in the urine. Then frequent urination, that we will call as polyuria. Poly means more, many. So they will go for urine frequently. Then increased thirst, that is polydipsia. So it is increased thirst because they are continuously going for urination. And the increase in appetite, that is polyphagia, means they will always feels like hungry. So now we saw about the gland pancreas and its hormones. Now we can see about adrenal gland. This adrenal gland is also known as suprarenal glands. Here the renal means which was related to kidneys. As the adrenal gland is located above each kidney, it is also known as suprarenal glands. The adrenal gland is composed of two parts. The outer part is the adrenal cortex and the inner part is the adrenal medulla. These two parts will be structurally and functionally different and they both will secrete different hormones. Now we can see the outer part of the adrenal gland, that is the adrenal cortex. And this adrenal cortex consists of three layers of cells. They are the zona glomerulosa, zona fasciculata and zona reticularis. And the hormone secreted by this adrenal cortex is corticosteroids. This corticosteroid is again classified into glucocorticoids and mineralocorticoids. So, the hormones which are secreted by the adrenal cortex is called the adrenocortical hormones. First is the glucocorticoids. The glucocorticoids which are secreted by the zona fasciculata are cortisol and corticosterone, and their functions are it will regulate cell metabolism, it will stimulate the formation of glucose from glycogen in the liver. So glycogen will be present in liver and these glucocorticoids will help in the conversion of glycogen to glucose, and it will act as the anti-inflammatory and anti-allergic agent. Anti-inflammatory means it will reduces the redness, swelling and pain. And allergy means it will prevent or relieves the allergy of our body. These are the functions of glucocorticoids. Here, the cortisol hormone is also known as life-saving hormone because it plays a major role to maintain our body in living condition. That is, because of this hormone only, our body is in living condition. Also, when our body is in severe stress condition, so when our body is in severe stress, this hormone only helps us to recover from it. So if there is an increased output of this cortisol, then it is the life saving in severe shock condition. Hence this hormone is also known as the life saving hormone. Next is the mineralocorticoids. The mineralocorticoid secreted by zona glomerulosa is aldosterone, and the glucocorticoids secreted by the zona fasciculata and mineralocorticoids are secreted by zona glomerulosa. And the functions are it helps to reabsorb sodium ions from the renal tubules and it causes increased excretion of potassium ions. So it is reabsorbing sodium ions and it is excreting the potassium ions. Then it regulates electrolyte balance, body fluid volume, osmotic pressure and blood pressure. So electrolyte balance means the equilibrium between the amount of electrolytes. So electrolytes are sodium, potassium, calcium, which is essential for the normal health and functioning. Then it is regulating the body fluid volume. It means is the liquid which is present within the human body. That is, healthy person's body will contain about 60 to 70% of water. Then it is regulating the osmotic pressure. Osmotic pressure is the pressure which is applied to a pure solvent to prevent it from the inward flow across a semi-permeable membrane, and it is also regulating the blood pressure. These are the functions of mineralocorticoids. Next is the adrenal medulla. Adrenal medulla is composed of chromaffin cells. This chromaffin cells serves as a response to stress and it is supplied with parasympathetic and sympathetic nerves. Sympathetic is responsible for fight or flight and parasympathetic is responsible for rest and digest. So it will relax us. And the hormones which are secreted by this adrenal medulla is epinephrine and norepinephrine. And these two hormones are together called as emergency hormones. And it is produced during the condition of stress and emotion. So whenever body is in stress or emotion, these hormones are secreted and hence it is also named as flight, fright or fight hormones. Now we can see the adrenal medullary hormones. The adrenal medullary hormones are epinephrine and norepinephrine. Epinephrine is also known as adrenaline, and the main function of this epinephrine is to increase the cardiac activity, and also it will raise the glucose level in blood. And we know that these hormones will secrete when our body is in stress condition. So when we are in stress condition, we need more energy. As the blood sugar is increasing, we get energy from that. And also when we are in stress, our heartbeat will get increased, and also our blood pressure will also get increases. Also, it will increases the respiratory way, bronchi and the trachea, so that more air will reaches the lungs. It also helps in the dilation of the pupils in eye. Pupils are the black center of the eye, and dilation is wider and larger. Thus, this epinephrine is helping us when our body is in stress condition. And the next one is the norepinephrine. Norepinephrine is also called as the noradrenaline, and its function is similar to that of the epinephrine. And what is the difference is it will help us to relax our body from the stress level to the normal condition. These are all about the adrenal gland. Here we can see the adrenal gland and its hormones. The adrenal gland is composed of two parts, the outer cortex and the inner medulla. The cortex region secretes the hormone called corticosteroids. This corticosteroids is classified into glucocorticoids and mineralocorticoids. These glucocorticoids will secrete the hormones like cortisol and corticosterone. These are the adrenal cortex, and the adrenal medulla will secrete the hormones like epinephrine and norepinephrine.